Warning! There are spoilers in this video for the new Spider-Man movie, so if you don't want it spoiled, click away now. Otherwise, enjoy the video. So Spider-Man came out. Jaren kind of wanted to ask me a few questions about this movie, and I'm here to answer them and infuriate him.
I think the biggest question I have is, first off, did you like this movie? Did you think it was good?
I did enjoy the movie more than I thought I would, even as I'm watching it. I'm like, I don't think I should be enjoying this as much because, like, I find a lot of superhero, not that I've seen many superhero movies, but like
Yeah.
this one
Not that
I'm
you've seen
watching
very many movies in general.
at all. But I'm
Yeah.
watching this, I'm like, okay, this plot is getting quite dragged out, but it's still entertaining. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed my time.
Okay. And were you at all confused at any point?
Not really.
Like you could kind of be like, "Oh, okay, this person is like." Did you understand that? So
My
we've already
friends
seen
kind
that.
of my
So
friends kind of filled me in before
okay.
watching it. They
So
gave me like just the background knowledge I needed to like be able to follow it. So I was able to follow what was going on.
okay, and so like they probably made it clear that some of the villains, and they explain it in the movie a little bit too.
They're from different times.
Yeah, and they're
Yeah.
from other Spider-Man movies,
Yes, I got that much.
and yeah, and nothing like this has been done before, which is kind of pretty cool. But so you were never like, yeah, I mean, if your friend, okay, that makes sense. Your friends explain it to you, you were able to put two and two. It's just interesting to me that you're watching this movie, having no prior. So, okay, we should give some context. Evan doesn't really watch movies. Yet last night we were talking. He told me that he probably there's a high chance that he hasn't even seen 50 movies in his life yet.
Yeah, it's fun. Like, I doubt I've seen 50 movies in my life.
And then I'm over here with like bookshelves of like I own more than 400 movies. So it's like I love movies. And that just that dumb that that leaves me dumbfounded. I'm just kind of like, wow. So, how did you react to Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man coming
Not
out?
like
Well,
the other people, bro. I'm
okay,
posted
and
up in this theater, right? I'm sitting there.
did the other people scream and you were like,
No, no, like, first of all, right, Ontario, we're shutting down again, right? So you're not allowed to eat food in the movie theater, right? So you are sitting there with your mask on, with people watching you to make sure that mask stays on. You're not allowed eating food.
Wait, they have people stationed in the theater?
Yes, staring at you. It's so
Wow.
thready. But anyways, so it's like you are watching this movie. Like the thing was, right? I knew like I knew I knew Tobey Maguire. I knew Garfield. I didn't know his first name was Andrew, but I knew the Garfield guy. So when like they came out, I was like, "Oh, look, it's like the other Spider-Men are here." I was like, "Oh, wow, cool. Fat kid opened up a portal and here comes 55-year-old Tobey Maguire," right? Everyone just starts freaking out. Everyone's like, no, but everyone's posted like, woo! They're like clapping, and like every mom's giving like a standing ovation. I'm like, sit down, sit. You are so white right now, so white. It's like an actor. Get this, an actor appeared in a movie. Wow,
I know.
It's just like, bro.
That's interesting to see your perspective because for you, you have no obligation to this. You have no connection. You have no emotional.
This is a very one-sided, like, this is not a fair take for me to be giving out, but
And
this is how I see it.
Yeah, and actually when it comes to people like clapping and cheering and stuff, I get excited in movie theaters when stuff like that, like especially if I'm emotionally like invested and I'm like, yo, there's no way they're doing this. This is awesome. Like that feeling's going through me. But I'm not a person that I'm not a person that stands up and like claps and screams because and part of me doesn't do that is because like when other people were doing it, I was low key getting upset because Andrew Garfield comes through the portal and I'm trying to hear what he's saying, but I can't hear what he's saying because everybody's clapping, and I'm like, people, come on, I'm trying to hear what he's saying. So I can understand that, but I also at the same time am okay with it because
and I also like I had to get this explained to me afterwards But oh, what was Zendaya's name in the movie?
Michelle, MJ.
MJ. Right, when MJ's like falling off the Statue of Liberty and Andrew Garfield swoops down and catches her.
Oh,
Everyone erupts in like cheer and everything. And so I had this explained to me afterwards. And so like I understand why
yeah.
that's significant,
So
but still
yeah,
in my seat, I'm there like,
just for
really?
in case
Like
somebody's listening to this and they haven't seen it and they don't care about spoilers because they're listening to this segment, I'll just explain the context very briefly. In The Amazing Spider-Man 2, which is Andrew Garfield's version of Spider-Man, he had two movies, The Amazing Spider-Man and The Amazing Spider-Man 2. In the second movie, his love interest Gwen is falling from a clock tower, and he tries to save her, and he like whips a web, but it's already too late because by the time the web reaches her to grab her, she's too close to the ground, and the whiplash of her getting caught by the web hits her head on the concrete and breaks her neck, and she dies instantly. And so, him being able to save uh MCU Peter Parker's love interest is kind of like this redemption. Like, he couldn't save Gwen, but he could save MJ. It was like that's why
see
it was putting himself in that same position, and it was this redemption for him.
and this is the thing, I can totally see now why that's such a big deal. But I'm
Uh-huh.
sitting in the movie theater, everyone erupts and clapping and
Yep.
like cheering.
Yeah.
I'm just there
Yeah.
like, yo, we've watched like 7 people. Like, I can barely count on 2 hands the amount of people we've watched different Spider-Man catch falling off stuff. But this is the one. This one y'all just freak out for.
No, it's really interesting to see your perspective because I have a Spider-Man poster here. I have a Spider-Man poster here. I've got Avengers. I've got Spider-Man here. I've got Spider like I grew up with that
And
with
that's the
this.
thing,
So,
right? Everyone starts clapping,
and
but it's like, um, that's the thing. I
and
feel
for
like
you
super
and
douchey doing it,
yeah,
like having the take I have. But it's like I don't have any
yeah.
context. But it's like if it was a thing, like if when new albums dropped, you would go to like an album theater,
Yeah.
right? If something
Well,
like that dropped and there was,
you get excited for these like remember when Dangerous was coming out and we were like people were having listening parties kind of thing.
yeah, I kind of have one
Like
on the Discord. But even then,
yeah,
like
yeah.
to put it in
I'm
perspective,
just
it's like surprise features and stuff. If there were like music theaters that you went for new album drops, and like went to a Donda one and heard all the surprise features, I'd be the guy clapping. I'd be like, yes, yes, so and so's on the album. So
for
it's like
sure.
it's just different what you
Yeah.
enjoy. But it was super
It's
funny for me because I felt so like I
out of
knew
place.
how uncultured I was, and I'm just making fun of the culture I don't even understand.
Mhm. Mhm.
It
No.
was quite a funny position to be in.
But I'm glad that you at least enjoyed the movie.
Yeah, no, it was a
And
good movie.
I guess I'm going to give a quick couple thoughts for anybody that some people might be interested
Yeah.
in cuz I'm a big even yesterday, Evan actually, I told Evan this. I don't remember if he remembers, but yesterday I watched the original three Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies with my family, just for fun, because we're maybe gonna go. I'm gonna go see the new Spider-Man movie with them. I've already seen it twice, so but I might be seeing it a third time with them. Uh, and I just where this movie leaves off, it's Peter is alone and just like it's almost like they made a clean slate for him, if
Oh
that makes
yeah.
sense. Um, and the reason I say that is because this version of Spider-Man is kind of different than the other two because this one has the Avengers, this one has Tony Stark. Like like Tony Stark has been helping him and been like a mentor. The other guys had to figure everything out on their own. And I I'm excited for Peter to be on his own now because that's who Spider-Man is to me. He's this kid who's alone, that's beat down every step of his way, but he keeps getting back up and he keeps fighting for the little guy and he keeps trying his best even if he fails, like that kind of thing. And like at the end of the movie, he's getting an apartment in some rundown apartment building. He's got a police radio on his phone, which is very throwback to Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man because Tobey Maguire has a beat up old apartment, a police radio, and like a silly landlord that like wants him to pay his rent on time, and it's where they leave this spot, and then they leave us with a classic homemade Spider-Man suit, red and like bright baby blue, bro. When I saw that, I geeked out, bro. I screamed. Just the ending of this movie is so satisfying because he makes so many mature choices, and we see him go from being kind of like this, like in the shadow of Iron Man and all this other stuff, and we see him. It's almost like he is Spider-Man now.
Mhm.
So that's why it's cool for me.
Yeah.
So that's my minute. I would give it a very, very, very good out of 10, but I'm also biased because I love Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And just for some context, the two Tom Holland Spider-Man movies before this, I thought Homecoming was pretty good. I thought Far From Home was okay. Like I didn't love them because they didn't feel like genuine Spider-Man to me, but for the reasons that I said earlier, like
Yeah.
he felt like Iron Boy because he's got all this tech and he was in Iron Man Shadow. Anyway,